I went to Missouri State University, and there I majored in economics. While I don't use my economics degree on a day-to-day basis, I do tend to think like an economist would, trying to maximize my time and resources in a way that would appeal to what the world says is good and right. And while this may seem great in theory, it often leads me to valuing this as more important than valuing the Lord or the responsibilities He's given me. And so instead of having a quiet time and getting in the Word, I'm tempted to rush off to work to knock things off my to-do list. Or instead of spending time with my family or being generous with my money, I want to be stingy and selfish. We see Jesus challenge this mindset of efficiency in Matthew 26. Jesus is with His disciples when a woman comes to Him with this expensive ointment, this perfume, and she pours it on Jesus' head. And the disciples are beside themselves. They say what I think I would be guilty of saying as well. Like, hey, Jesus, she's wasting this ointment. It could have served a greater purpose. It could have been sold and the money given to the poor. But Jesus commends this woman. He says what she does is beautiful, that she's preparing Him for burial, and that wherever the gospel is preached in the whole world, what she has done will be told in memory of her. Well, we don't know how the disciples respond to this, but we do know specifically what Judas does. He goes and finds the chief priests and asks them what it would cost for him to betray Jesus, and they tell him 30 pieces of silver. And so from there on out, Judas is seeking for the opportunity to betray Jesus and collect his payday. I think this text challenges us the way it challenges the disciples and how we think about our time, our resources, how we can tend to prioritize this efficiency over enjoying and serving and valuing Christ above all. What we know we cherish is what leads us to live lives, and we see Judas cherish his money and his wealth, and so that leads him to live a life of betraying Jesus and not following Him. And I know for me, I'm challenged to think, okay, in what ways do I diminish Christ in order to do what I think is right or efficient? You know, instead of being stingy, how can I be generous, even if it's inconvenient for me or not in the budget? Instead of seeing my time as my own, how can I serve others and love them and not look at the clock on what the next thing to do is? With the Lord, how can I love Jesus and cherish Him and spread His goodness and kindness, even if it goes against what I may be wanting to do in that moment or how I think time could be better well spent? You know, this woman, whether she realizes or not, pours it all out for Jesus literally, showing that she has a heart that loves Christ and cherishes Him above all. And may our hearts be the same. May that statement be true of us, that we love Christ over everything in this world, over our mindsets of what we think is right and efficient.